Well, I'm still working on moving the container. I got sidetracked with some other stuff I wanted to do, and I took care of that. Anyway, the container moved up some in the last video. In this video, I need to get it either over this way, which I can't move it this way. It won't, I don't think I can do it. It's too heavy without physically hand unloading the thing, because I've got a lot of stuff in there that I've hoarded in there. So what I'm going to do is I jacked it up and I rolled the timber post forward, the rolling post, as far forward as I could get with one squish of the jack, and I'm going to try to get one under the front. The problem I have is the front's too low to get a jack under it. Now, I ordered a gadget that you can stick in those hooks back there, and I'll talk about that when it comes in a few days. It's going to be here later this week, and you can get a jack under it and pick the crazy container up. But I figured it's probably a good idea, with two containers leveling and all, just go ahead and buy one. So I ordered one. It's on its way. The magic of the internet and the powers that be that deliver will bring it. So here we are. I'm going to let this down and try to get a pole under the front of it somehow, and then I think I can move it good. And I think with these poles, enough of them. I've got three. I've got four. Three. I have three total. But I know a guy that's got some on his property, and I think he'll probably let me have one of them. If I go cut it up, I can cut it into 8-foot chunks, and I'll probably go try to get one of those sometime this week. My goal is just get the container out of the way so I can start, so the pad can be built, because I'd like the pad to be built and let the pad rest for a week or two before I start moving containers up on it. I find that over time those rocks and the gravel kind of, if I wet them down some and maybe compact it a little bit, they tend to like find their way together and become more like concrete, a good solid thing. So I wanted to try to give it at least 2 weeks of rest and let the pad just rest, and I'd take the water hose and every evening just wet the thing down a little bit, just so that all that stuff could kind of congeal and become one. We'll see how all that goes. Get out from under there. I set these blocks here under the back because I'm using it like a teeter-totter, that timber right there that I just moved forward. I'm using it as a teeter-totter to get it to teeter up so I can slide one under the front, and it's coming up really easy. I'm kind of liking after I've messed with this thing a little bit, I'm starting to learn more about how to do it, and I'm kind of enjoying the project. Anyway, I'm gonna jack it up a little bit more and let it land on those blocks, and hopefully at that point I can get the timber under the front. We'll see. Round objects to roll a container on. Hallelujah. One thought that I've noticed in this project, and I'm learning more about these containers every time I mess with them. But under this container, there's a lot of beams that go across, but only at the front and the back. It seems like there's ones that come like long ways. And this pole is under them, because you see how far out I have this pole. I've got about a foot out. Well, it's not really all the way under the other side, but I wanted it over because that's where I need to build the pad. And so the more room I can have on that side without having rocks on top of it, the better. I'm okay with this, but it's something to think about when you're scooting these things, if you try to do what I'm doing, caveman style with these timbers. Just something to think about. I spend a lot of time working on it, but then I take a break and let my mind reset and think about how I need to do this next to make this work with just me, my old tractor bottle jack with very little equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and try to jack the front up and get a timber under it so it can roll. And then I think with enough timbers under it, I think I can roll the thing pretty much any place I'd want, even up onto the pad. All right, over here I've got a couple timbers. Once they roll forward, a couple blocks on top of the post. Once it rolls forward, I'm going to try to retrieve those so they don't turn into a wheel chock. And then I'm going to try to drag this whole contraption forward if I can. It rolled fairly easily, so here we go. It's time to give it a good, solid tug. Wish me and the old tractor luck. Okay, I think I've got the 40-foot opening punched out here. Time to string out a tape measure and see how it all went. That's got to be 40 foot. I think I got it. Now it's time to clean up a little bit, and then we'll see how that goes as far as getting the elevation right. Then the next step will be probably get another load or two of rocks. That's 40 tons of large rock. That's the bottom base, and then there will be at least one load of smaller rocks on top. Maybe two, probably two with my luck. That's about $900 worth of rocks. It gives you some idea. It's a project to get something level around here. About $400 of it's dump truck fees for the hauling, and the rest is the rocks. Well, if you stuck with us to the very end, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. Other than that, thanks to those who have subscribed, and thanks to my new subscribers. Leave a comment and say hello. I will see you in the next video. Primal Handyman, over and out.